Let us continue biomolecules. In biomolecules, we will see cyclic structure of fructose. Cyclic structure of fructose we will see. Now we will take fructose. Fructose formula is CH2OH, C11O, COHH, CHOH, CHOH, then CHOH, then CH2H. Like this is there. It is a open chain structure of what in the sense fructose. Open chain structure of fructose. Now we are going for cyclic structure. Now we will go for cyclic structure. Now in this oxygen lone pairs are there. This lone pair is attacking this carbon. Then this bond pair is shifting. This O minus is attacking this H. Therefore this bond pair is shifting. Okay. Now when this oxygen is attacking this carbon, in the sense this oxygen can attack this carbon either from up or from down, because this is polar, this is not polar one, and it is planar, trigonal planar. This carbon is having 3 sigma bonds. This carbon is having 3 sigma bonds, therefore we can say it is a trigonal planar, we can say. So this is now 2 possibilities are there. Why? Because it is trigonal planar, so this oxygen can attack this carbon either from up or from down. Okay, therefore 2 possibilities are there. Now this carbon will consider, this O becomes OH, that O becomes OH, this CH2OH will give that CH2OH. Here this carbon OHH, this carbon OHH, this carbon HOH, then this carbon H, and this carbon and this carbon connected by ether group. Then what is there? Means CH2OH is there. Okay. Now we will consider another possibility is this OH flanking on left side. That OH flanking on left side. Like that we will take. Here third carbon OHH, fourth carbon HOH, then fifth carbon here ether linkage, here CH2OH, like this we have given. Sorry. Next we will give this one in another form we will give, that is here these 4 carbon atoms, here 4 carbon atoms, this carbon and this carbon connected by this ether group. Okay, therefore it is just like 5-membered ring, so that 5-membered ring we will give like this. That 5-membered ring we have given like this. Now numbering we will give here, numbering here first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, and sixth carbon numbering we have given. Now this is number 2 carbon, number 3, number 4th carbon, number 5th carbon, like this will give. Number 2 carbon is having OH group on right side, that we will write down. CH2OH left side, that we will write top. Number 3rd carbon OH left side, that we will write up. Number 4th carbon H up, H left side, that we will write up. Number 5th carbon is having H and CH2OH. CH2OH we will write up. CH2OH we are writing up. Okay, we have given like this. Okay, now this is just like a furan, therefore it is like a furanose structure. This is furanose structure. So now at this second carbon, OH group is flanking on right side, therefore it is alpha form. Then here in this open chain structure, this CH2OH next to this chiral carbon, in the chiral carbon OH group on right side, therefore it is a D configuration, and it is levorotatory. It is levorotatory. This is what means fructose. Therefore from fructose we will take fructo. It is furan structure. It is just like furan structure. Therefore, it is called a furanose. It is called furanose. So it is called alpha D minus fructofuranose. Like this we can say. So now we will see regarding this. For this also, we will write 5-membered ring. We will write 5-membered ring like this. Numbering will give here first carbon, it is second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon. Like this numbering we have given. Now, numbering will give here second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon we have given. Second carbon is having CH2OH on right side, that we will write down. OH on left side, that we will write up. Third carbon, OH is left side, that is up. Fourth carbon, H is up, that is H is left, that is up. Fifth carbon is having one group H, another group CH2OH. CH2OH we will write up. CH2H we have written up, H we have written down. Now, in this case, this second carbon is having OH group on left side. So, OH group flanking on left side, therefore it is a beta form. Beta form, it is a D because it is from here, and it is levorotatory. It is from fructose, therefore fructo, and it is similar to furan, therefore it is a furanose. So we can say it is beta D minus fructofuranose. So now this we said alpha, this we said beta, because at second carbon OH group flanking on right side, here at second carbon OH group flanking on left side, therefore this is alpha, this is beta. So second carbon is called anomeric carbon. So C2 is called anomeric carbon, we can say. C2 is called anomeric carbon. Sir, this is about a cyclic structure of fructose, we can say. Sir, next we will go for a mutarotation. Next we are taking a mutarotation. We'll take. We are taking mutarotation. Sir, for mutarotation, we are considering example glucose. We will consider. We are considering glucose. Okay, D glucose we will take. So now I will take D glucose. D glucose is what means like this is there. D glucose. D glucose structure I will write. That is open structure I will write. This third carbon. In fourth carbon H and OH. Then fifth carbon H and OH. Then sixth carbon CH2OH. It is what means open chain form. This we can say open chain form we can say. Okay, so this is a D glucose. For D glucose open chain form we have given. For D glucose we have given open chain form we have given. Sir, now this D glucose we will take. This D glucose we will dissolve in cold water, and we will get cold aqueous solution. Cold aqueous solution of D glucose. Temperature is nearly 30 degrees Celsius. And we will crystallize this glucose solution. We will get what in the sense alpha D glucose we will get. We will get what in the sense alpha D plus glucose we will get. So what we are doing in the sense, this D glucose we will take, this we will dissolve in water, and we are keeping temperature 30 degrees Celsius. At this temperature we are crystallizing this. We are getting what in the sense alpha D plus glucose. How alpha D plus glucose will be there, that we will see. In alpha D plus glucose, the C1 carbon, the first carbon is anomeric carbon. Here OH group will be there. It is second carbon. Second carbon HOH. Third carbon OHH. Fourth carbon HOH. Fifth carbon here H, and here what means O. Then sixth carbon what means CH2OH. It is alpha D plus glucose. Sir, next case we will take this D glucose we will take. This we will dissolve in water. Then we will keep temperature around 95 degrees Celsius. That means hot solution. Now hot saturated aqueous solution of glucose we will prepare. That we will take for crystallization. On crystallization we are getting what in the sense beta D plus glucose. We are getting beta D plus glucose we are getting. Okay, so how to get beta D plus glucose? In the sense, we are taking glucose solution. It is take saturated solution, keep temperature 95 degrees Celsius and crystallize it. We will get beta D plus glucose. Sir, beta D plus glucose in the sense OH group at anomeric carbon flanking on left side. It is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, then fourth carbon, fifth carbon and first carbon linked by ether linkage. Then it is sixth carbon. Okay, this is what in the sense beta D plus glucose. Sir, now this alpha D plus glucose is taken for polarimeter, is taken into polarimeter in order to find specific rotation. Sir, what is specific rotation? That we'll see. What is a specific rotation? Specific rotation is equal to observed angle of rotation. Observed angle of rotation. Observed angle of rotation by length in decimeter. Length in decimeter into grams of substance present in the 100 ml of solution into grams of substance present in 100 ml of solution, present in 100 ml of solution into 100. This is called what in the sense specific rotation. So specific rotation is equal to observed angle of rotation by length in decimeter into grams of substance present in 100 ml of solution into 100. This is called so and so. Sir, what is length in decimeter? What is observed angle of rotation? What is this? That we'll see. Now we will take polarimeter. We are taking polarimeter. In polarimeter, what will be that? That we'll see. We'll take a ordinary light here. It is ordinary light. Ordinary light in the sense it will vibrate in all the directions. In all the directions, this light will vibrate. The light is vibrating in all the directions like this. So it is called ordinary light. This ordinary light is passed through a slit. So ordinary light coming through the slit. Here what we are keeping in the sense Nicol prism we are keeping. Nicol prism. Sorry. So we are keeping here Nicol prism we are keeping. Here at center what is there means this Nicol prism is divided into two parts and these two are connected by a Canada balsam here. So here we have taken a Nicol prism. This ordinary light is vibrating in all the directions. This ordinary light is passed through this. So what is coming out in the sense plane polarized light. So plane polarized light means it will vibrate in only one direction. It is one direction in the sense only one plane. It will vibrate in only one plane. Therefore, it is called plane polarized light. Sir, here we are taking a tube. Here we are taking a tube. In this tube, we are taking a substance. We are taking a substance for which optical rotation is found. For which we want to find optical rotation, that substance will be taken in this tube. For which substance we want to study about optical activity, that substance we are taking here. Now this plane polarized light is passed. Plane polarized light is passed. Then here the plane polarized light is observed. Plane polarized light is observed. Plane polarized light is observed. Okay, sir. How to observe this plane polarized light? How to observe this plane polarized light? That we'll see. Here, what is coming out in the sense, we said plane polarized light. This plane polarized light vibrating in only one direction, that is only one plane. That plane is like this. Will take this plane polarized light is vibrating in only one plane. Here we will keep one analyzer. We will keep. We are keeping one circular disc. We will keep. In this circular disc, this plane is transparent. This part is transparent. Rest are opaque. This is opaque. This is opaque. This is also opaque. This is completely transparent. This is completely transparent. Like this is there. This transparent part is parallel to this plane of vibration. Okay. This plane polarized light is vibrating in which plane? That plane is parallel to this transparent part. Sir, now this plane polarized light is passing through this and coming like this, coming through this substance. Sir, then coming out. Here we will keep one analyzer. It is circular disc. In this circular disc, this part is transparent. This part is transparent. Rest of the part is opaque. This is what in the sense opaque. Now we will consider that this transparent part is parallel to this transparent part. Like this we will keep initially. This transparent part is parallel to this transparent part. At that time angle is 0 degree. Here angle will be there. In this one angle will be there. Okay, in this circular disc angle will be there. That angle is 0 degree. Sir, now we will see through this we will see. Through this transparent part we will see. If brightness is there, then we can say here vibration plane, here vibration plane of light same, therefore brightness. If there is no brightness, when it is at 0 degree, 0 degree means this transparent part is parallel to this transparent part. When there is no brightness, then we can say here in which plane the light is vibrating means different from this plane. Here vibrating plane of light, here vibrating plane of light is different, therefore no brightness. Sir, then if you do not get brightness, then rotate this circular disc. Rotate this circular disc. If you rotate, this transparent part will not be parallel to this. Okay, therefore you rotate. You go on rotate this circular disc. When you will get brightness, at that time stop rotation. Okay, so to what angle you rotated this circular disc in order to get brightness, that angle is called observed angle of rotation. Why? Because this substance has rotated this plane polarized light to that angle, therefore only we got brightness in that angle. Okay, so this substance, if this substance rotates this plane polarized light, then we will get observed angle of rotation. If the substance is not rotating plane polarized light, then angle of rotation is 0. Correct? So if the substance rotates this plane polarized light, we will get angle of rotation. If it is not rotating, then it is 0. So now we came to know what is observed angle of rotation. We came to know it. Then length in decimeter means this tube is there. No, this tube length only we are writing here in the unit of decimeter. Then what is the weight of substance you are taking here, that you write in grams here. And how much solution means 100 ml of solution. Here a solution you are taking, that volume you know, as per that we have to substitute here. So for 100 ml of solution, how much substance is there, that in grams you have to substitute here. then we will get a specific rotation we will get, sir. So what is specific rotation we got? Now alpha D plus glucose we will take. For this alpha D plus glucose, what is the specific rotation? That we'll see, sir. For alpha D plus glucose, specific rotation is how much in the sense plus 111 degree. It is called a specific rotation of alpha D plus glucose, sir. Next, we will see for a beta D plus glucose. For beta D plus glucose, what is the specific rotation that we will see? That is a plus 19.2 degree. Okay. So specific rotation of alpha D plus glucose is plus 111 degree. Specific rotation of beta D plus glucose is plus 19.2 degree, sir. Now we will take alpha D plus glucose solution we will take. Alpha D plus glucose solution we will take. Okay. Now we are taking alpha D plus glucose. This solid we will take. To this we will add water. So we are getting solution. As time passes, specific rotation decreases and attains the value 52.5 degree. After attaining this value, the value remains constant. See that? You are taking alpha D plus glucose. Its specific rotation is how much in the sense plus 111 degree. You are dissolving this one in water, you are getting solution. As time passes, what happens to this specific rotation in the sense it decreases. This value goes on decreasing till it gets 52.5 degree. Sir, now we will take beta D plus glucose. Now we are taking beta D plus glucose. To this we will add water, we will get solution. As time passes, what happens we will see. As time passes, what happens to the specific rotation in the sense specific rotation increases and this value goes on increasing till specific rotation attains plus 52.5 degree. Once this value is attained, remains constant. Sir, see, alpha D plus glucose on dissolving in water, specific rotation goes on decreasing till 52.5 degree. Beta D plus glucose on dissolving in water, specific rotation goes on increasing till attaining 52.5 degree. Why is it so? That means once attaining 52.5 degree means that value remains constant means this is possible when in the sense when the system attains equilibrium. That means equilibrium, at equilibrium, this is attaining equilibrium, this is also attaining equilibrium. Alpha D plus glucose goes for equilibrium, beta D plus glucose also goes for equilibrium. At equilibrium, both the solutions are having same 52.5 degree. That indicates at equilibrium means equilibrium solution for this and this remains same. So alpha D plus glucose on dissolving in water after some time gives equilibrium. Beta D plus glucose on dissolving in water after some time getting equilibrium. For both, equilibrium situation is same. Sir, alpha D plus glucose on dissolving in water, specific rotation decreases. That means it must convert into beta D plus glucose. Otherwise, how specific rotation will decrease? On dissolving in water, it will not go for chemical reaction. Why? Because we are taking glucose, we are dissolving in glucose and we are drinking glucose solution. On dissolving in water, if it goes for chemical reaction, will it? We will not drink. Therefore, alpha D plus glucose on dissolving in water, it is not going for chemical reaction, but specific rotation decreases. That means alpha D plus glucose must convert to beta D plus glucose. There is no other way. Beta D plus glucose is converting into alpha D plus glucose, then only specific rotation will rise. That means alpha D plus glucose on dissolving in water gives equilibrium. In the equilibrium, what is there means mixture of the glucose are there. Mixture of glucose in the sense what is possible? Alpha form and beta form, that's all. Similarly, beta D plus glucose on dissolving in water attains equilibrium. At equilibrium, what will be there means mixture of glucose will be there, that is alpha form and beta form. Now you say, how the composition of alpha form and beta form will be there here when we get equilibrium from this or from this? How it will be there? From alpha D plus glucose, you are getting equilibrium. From beta D plus glucose, we are getting equilibrium. In both cases, equilibrium mixture should be same. Otherwise, how the specific rotation will have same value for both? Therefore, this indicates that alpha D plus glucose gives equilibrium mixture, beta D plus glucose also giving equilibrium mixture. Equilibrium mixture composition is same from whatever the glucose you get. So this indicates that this alpha D plus glucose on dissolving in water is going for open chain form. This open chain form is going for cyclic form, while beta D plus glucose can be formed. Otherwise, alpha D plus glucose can be formed. This beta D plus glucose on dissolving in water, it is going for open chain form. After forming open chain form, it will go for a closed form, cyclic form, while it may convert into alpha D plus glucose or beta D plus glucose. So at equilibrium, how the composition will be there in the sense remains constant. At equilibrium, how the composition is there means remains constant. What is that composition in the sense alpha D plus glucose is 36%. Open chain form is 0.02%. Then beta D plus glucose is 64%. It is at equilibrium. So at equilibrium, how the composition is that? So now you say glucose means shall we consider cyclic form or open chain form? Considering mostly cyclic form is best instead of open chain form, because open chain form percentage is very low. Sir, this type of change in specific rotation is called mu-tau rotation. Okay, so mu-tau rotation in the sense getting like this equilibrium mixture. That's all. Okay, sir. Next we will take disaccharides. We will take in disaccharides what is the structures that we will see. Disaccharides structures we will see. Sir. Now we will take a disaccharide. Disaccharide means that on hydrolysis gives 2 monosaccharides. Okay, sir. Now we will take sucrose. Sucrose is one of the disaccharide. Okay, we are taking sucrose. Sucrose formula is what in the sense sugar. Sugar formula is C12H22O11. Sucrose formula is C12H22O11. This we will dissolve in water in the presence of acid. In the presence of acid, what we will get in the sense one is glucose. One is glucose. Another one is what in the sense fructose. Another one is what in the sense fructose. Okay, so sucrose. Sucrose on dissolving in water, we are in the presence of acid, we are getting a glucose and fructose. Sir, now specific rotation of sucrose we will see. Specific rotation of sucrose. Specific rotation of sucrose is how much in the sense that is equal to plus 66.5 degree. Specific rotation of this glucose. Specific rotation of this glucose is plus 52.5 degree. Then specific rotation of this fructose is how much in the sense minus 92.4 degree. Sir, this specific rotation in the sense It is not specific rotation of alpha D plus glucose or beta D plus glucose. It is what in the sense aqueous solution of glucose. That value. That means meta rotation equilibrium mixture is there. No, that equilibrium mixture specific rotation value. Sir, this alpha is called a symbol for specific rotation. D is called a monochromatic sodium vapor lamp. That D line, that is D. Okay. Now we got a specific rotation values. Here specific rotation is plus, therefore it is a dextro. Here specific rotation value plus, therefore it is a dextro. Here specific rotation value is negative, therefore it is a levo. This is what in the sense levo we can say. Now the net value is what? Net value says that here plus, here minus, therefore negative. That net value says that it is a levo rotatory. So their net value says that it is a what in the sense levo rotatory we can say. Now dextro rotatory is converting into levo rotatory, therefore it is called inversion of sugar. So inversion of sugar is nothing but a hydrolysis of sugar in the presence of acid. So it is called therefore it is called invert sugar. It is called what means invert sugar. So now we can say, from this we can say sucrose is a disaccharide of what in the sense glucose and fructose. So glucose and fructose is nothing but sucrose we can say. Say how sucrose will be there. For getting sucrose, what are the monosaccharide units we have to take in the sense one is glucose, another one is fructose. Which glucose we have to take, that we'll see. Now we have to take what in the sense alpha D plus glucose we have to take. Alpha D plus glucose. Then what you have to do means beta D minus fructose we have to take. Beta D minus fructose. So we have taken alpha D plus glucose and beta D minus fructose in order to say sucrose. So now we will take alpha D plus glucose. We will take this alpha D plus glucose. We will take in a pyranose form. In a pyranose form we will take. So this is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon is CH2OH. Fifth carbon and first carbon is linked by ether linkage. Sir, in the first carbon, right side OH will be there, that is down. In the second carbon, right side OH is there, that is down. In the third carbon, right side H is there, that is down. In fourth carbon, right side OH is there, that we will write down. In fifth carbon, always write CH2OH up and H down. This is alpha D plus glucose. Then we'll see beta D minus fructose. We'll see this we will write in the furanose form. That means 5-membered ring. 5-membered ring. Here second carbon, here third carbon, here fourth carbon, here fifth carbon. In the second carbon, okay, beta means OH is left side, therefore up. First carbon is CH2OH. First carbon is CH2OH. At third carbon, OH left, therefore we will write up. At fourth carbon, OH right, so we will write down. At fifth carbon, CH2OH and H will be there, write CH2OH up, H down. Sir, now we will write from this OH and this OH, from this water is leaving. Water is leaving. Therefore, this first carbon, this carbon and this carbon connected by what in the sense connected by now here water molecule is leaving like this. Okay, in this OH group and in this OH group, water is not leaving, not from CH2OH. Sir, water is leaving. So after leaving water, what we will get, that we will see. This alpha D plus glucose, that 6-membered ring we will write. And this beta D minus fructose, that 5-membered ring we will write. Okay. Now at this second carbon, HOH we will write. At this third carbon, OHH we will write. At this fourth carbon, HOH we will write. At this fifth carbon, we will write CH2OH. Here. At this third carbon, we will write OHH. At this fourth carbon, we'll write HOH. At this fifth carbon, we'll write CH2OH. H. Now, this carbon and this carbon linked by ether group. Okay. Here we will write H. Here we will write CH2H. Okay. Now, this bond is called a glycosidic linkage. This is called what in the sense? Glycosidic linkage, we can say. This bond is called what in the sense? Glycosidic linkage, we can say. This glycosidic linkage is formed between the C1 carbon of alpha D plus glucose and the C2 carbon of beta D minus fructose. Now, this is called what in the sense? Sucrose. This is called sucrose, we can say. Sir. So now, what is sucrose? That we said. Now we will give this sucrose in other forms and all we will give. Other forms and all we will give. Sucrose. Sucrose we will give in other forms. Okay. Now, first I will take alpha D plus glucose. That alpha D plus glucose I will write in the pyranose structure. Alpha D plus glucose I have written in the pyranose structure. It is first carbon, it is second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, it is fifth carbon. At first carbon, OH group flanking on right side, so I will write down. At second carbon, OH group flanking on right side, I will write down. At third carbon, OH group on left side. At fourth carbon, OH group on right side. At fifth carbon, write CH2H always at top, hydrogen down. Sir. So like this we have written, it is alpha D plus glucose. Next we will write beta D minus fructose in furanose form, that is in a 5-membered ring. In a 5-membered ring we will write. Now we will write second carbon here, third carbon here, fourth carbon here, fifth carbon here. That means inverse. We are inverting this. That means ulta we are taking. We are doing ulta of this. Therefore, here second carbon means here second carbon. This right side second carbon we are writing as left side. Therefore, what will happen? In this second carbon, OH is top means now we have to write OH down. We have to write. Okay. So OH down we have to write. CH2OH top. Okay. At third carbon, OH down we have written. At fourth carbon, OH up we are writing. At fifth carbon, CH2OH down we are writing. Okay. Now, C1 of alpha D plus glucose, that OH group. C2 of beta D minus fructose, that OH group. From both we have to remove what in the sense? Water we have to remove. So we have to remove water. So round of water. Water is removed in the sense, what is rest in the sense? This O will be rest. This C1 is linking with this oxygen is linking with this number 2 carbon. Okay. Therefore, we will give like this. This is called glycosidic linkage. This is what in the sense? Sucrose. So sucrose is having 2 monosaccharide units. One is called alpha D plus glucose. Another one is beta D minus fructose. Glycosidic linkage is formed between what means? C1 of alpha D plus glucose and C2 of beta D minus fructose. Okay. So understand that where glycosidic linkage is formed, you see. Where glycosidic linkage is formed means C1 of alpha D plus glucose and C2 of beta D minus fructose. Okay. This is sucrose. Okay. Now we will write sucrose in some other form also. We will write some other form how to write that we'll see. Now we will take alpha D plus glucose. Alpha D plus glucose we will write. This we will write in a chair form. Chair form we will take. We will written in the chair form. Okay. Now we will give numbering. This is What in the sense it is number 1 first carbon, it is number 2 second carbon, it is number 3, it is number 4, it is number 5. Fifth carbon and first carbon connected by oxygen, connected through oxygen. Fifth carbon and first carbon is connected through oxygen. Okay, sir. In the first carbon, it is equatorial bond, it is axial bond. In the second carbon, that axial bond is like this, equatorial bond is like this. Third carbon, equatorial bond, axial bond. Fourth carbon, axial bond, equatorial bond. Fifth carbon, axial bond, equatorial bond. Okay. Now alpha D plus glucose. In the first carbon, right side OH group is there. Right side you write down. At second carbon,